Have you ever felt trapped by the opinions of others? Like no matter what you do, someone always has something to say. It's time to break free from that cycle. The truth is, the more you focus on what others think, the more you lose sight of who you truly are. History's greatest minds, philosophers, leaders, and visionaries didn't achieve success by seeking approval. They focused on their own path, their own growth, and their own purpose. And today we're bringing you powerful words of wisdom from some of the most successful public figures in history. In this video, you will hear 50 profound quotes that will challenge the way you think about validation, self-worth, and independence. These quotes will inspire you to stop caring about the noise around you and start focusing on what truly matters yourself. Stay with us until the end, and you may just find the motivation you need to step into your own power. Let's dive in. Care about people's approval, and you will always be their prisoner. The greatest freedom comes when you stop seeking validation and instead follow your own path, trusting in your own wisdom, no matter how others may judge you. The greatest way to live with honor is to be what we pretend to be. Do not concern yourself with the expectations of others, but instead cultivate your own virtue, for that is the only wealth that truly matters. He who chases the approval of all will find himself running forever. True contentment is found when one understands that self-respect is far more valuable than the fleeting praises of those who may not even know you. If you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid by those who do not understand your journey. Their opinions do not define your growth, nor should they dictate your course. People will always have their opinions. It is not your job to please them. Your responsibility is to align with your own reasoned choices, to act with integrity, and to focus on what you can control. Do not look to others for approval, for that is like chasing the wind. Instead, focus on the peace within yourself, for the one who finds contentment within needs no praise from the outside world. A frog in a well knows nothing of the vast ocean, just as a man who lives by the judgment of others knows nothing of true freedom. Live beyond the narrow opinions of those who do not walk your path. Excellence is not an act but a habit, and it is cultivated through one's own discipline, not through the praise of others. If you wish to be great, look inward, for no applause can replace self-mastery. You waste precious time comparing yourself to others, trying to gain their approval while your own potential withers. Seek not the fleeting admiration of the crowd, but the lasting fulfillment of a life well lived on your own terms. Why should a man concern himself with the fleeting opinions of others when his own mind, shaped by wisdom and reason, is the true measure of his worth? Seek truth within, for the outside world is ever changing. Be like the sun and shine regardless of who notices. The river does not cease to flow because no one is watching. Live your life fully without the need for the approval of others. A man who depends on others for his happiness will forever be their slave. True wisdom comes when one learns that contentment arises not from external validation, but from inner peace and self-reliance. As a well-spent day brings happy sleep, so a life spent following one's own calling brings fulfillment. Do not let the noise of the world drown the voice of your own purpose. Men worry too much about how they are perceived when they should concern themselves with how they act. It is better to be true to oneself and risk disapproval than to live a life dictated by others. This above all, to thine own self be true. Let others judge as they will, for their words fade into the air, while your integrity remains the foundation of all that you build. Man is born free, yet everywhere he is chained by expectations, by opinions, by the fear of judgment. To be truly free, one must break these chains and live in accordance with one's own nature. The greatest mistake one can make is to care too much for the opinions of others. Life is too short to waste in fear of disapproval. Pursue what sets your soul alight. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Ignore the critics, for they are not the architects of your destiny. I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to confront only the essential facts of life. Too many live for others' expectations. I choose to live for the truth of my own soul. Become who you are. Others will always have their opinions, but their voices must not drown your own. Live fiercely without apology, for the greatest tragedy is to die never having been yourself. Do not strive to be a person of success by the standards of others. Instead, be a person of value. For success fades with time, but the value you cultivate within yourself remains eternal. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. If you allow others' words to define you, you give them power over your life. Take back that power and stand firm in your worth. Do not seek approval from the world, for the world does not know your journey. Be like water flowing freely, shaping your own path without concern for the rocks that seek to stop you. You alone are enough. You do not need to prove yourself to anyone. The moment you realize your own worth, you become free from the expectations that once held you back. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. Everything else is secondary. The biggest adventure you can take is to live the life of your dreams. When you stop worrying about how others perceive you, you finally gain the freedom to become who you were meant to be. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Stop seeking validation outside yourself, for true power comes from how you choose to respond to life's challenges. When you truly want something, the entire universe conspires to help you achieve it. But if you spend your time pleasing others, you will never hear the whisper of your own destiny calling you forward. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. If you wait for others to approve of you, you will always be their prisoner. Your freedom begins within. I don't have to be what you want me to be. I'm free to be who I want. Those who live by others' opinions never truly live at all. The moment you stop worrying about what people think is the moment you start being free. Don't let others' doubts become your reality. Walk your own path with conviction. It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. If the world demands you be something you are not, have the courage to stand alone in your truth. What other people think of you is none of your business. Their opinions are a reflection of their own limitations, not yours. Live your truth and let go of the need for approval. Too many people spend money they haven't earned to buy things they don't need, to impress people they don't even like. Free yourself from this cycle and focus on what truly matters. The primary cause of unhappiness is never the situation but your thoughts about it. Free yourself from the prison of seeking approval, and you will experience the peace that already exists within you. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. Ignore the doubters, for they only see the impossible, while you see what can be made real. Stop letting people who do so little for you control so much of your mind, feelings, and emotions. Your life is yours alone. Live it unapologetically. The moment you stop comparing yourself to others is the moment you start being truly happy. The only person you should strive to be better than is the person you were yesterday. If you live for the approval of others, you will die by their rejection. True power is found in mastering yourself, not in chasing the ever-changing opinions of those around you. You must find the place inside yourself where nothing is impossible. If you constantly seek external validation, you will always be lost. Turn inward, and you will discover your true potential. Vulnerability is not winning or losing. It's having the courage to show up and be seen when we have no control over the outcome. Stop waiting for approval and start living boldly. Most people live their entire lives avoiding discomfort, seeking validation, and staying in their comfort zones. The real growth happens when you stop caring about opinions and start doing the work for yourself. If you live for others' acceptance, you will die from their rejection. The more time you spend worrying about what others think, the less time you have to build the life you truly want. Conditions will never be perfect, and people will always have opinions. If you wait for external approval to take action, you will spend your whole life waiting. Act now and learn as you go. Greatness isn't about pleasing others. It's about dedication to your craft, pushing yourself beyond limits, and becoming the best version of yourself, regardless of whether others approve of the path you take. If you can't tolerate critics, don't do anything new or interesting. People will always have something to say. The question is, will you let their words stop you from pursuing what you believe in? The arc of history bends towards those who take action, not those who wait for permission. If you spend your life fearing judgment, you will never make the impact you were meant to make. Your success will be determined by your own confidence and fortitude. Do not waste time worrying about what others think. Define your own path and walk it boldly. Live out of your imagination, not your history. If you let the world dictate your actions, a man cannot be comfortable without his own approval. Stop waiting for the world to tell you who you are. Decide for yourself and live boldly in that truth.